boy the man NJ, number 2 the city. Here.
NJ to the city. So, I don't know
how far this video will go. I don't know how much I will rant in this video in terms of, loud noises, etc. Yelling, screaming, having a heart attack. We'll see. What I do know is, this is one of the top reasons why nobody, or at least, not a lot of people, watch ESPN anymore. They just don't. You're tired of AKA Woke Center. You're just tired of it. On almost every freaking show you turn on, Woke Center. You're tired of it. Okay? You're just tired of it. Reason why I say that is because, fam, again, for God knows what reasons, I still watch ESPN. I mean, I know why I still watch it, I can't escape watching it for a lot of the college sports that I watch, so that's one of the top reasons why I have ESPN Plus back now, and so on. But if only I could be invited to debate anybody, let alone the First Take crew, on almost anything, let alone Tebow. Oh, I would love to. Because, forget white privilege, that's a made-up lie when it comes to this situation of Tim Tebow. And all the other garbage about, how he hasn't played in how many years, fam. First of all, it's not like Tebow could sign himself to a roster, right? 2, why should he have had to change positions 6, 7, 8 years ago after what he did with Denver as a quarterback? With that crapped up throwing motion, as everybody likes to pretty much call it. So he couldn't throw. Did you see some of his highlights? He threw some darts out there. But yeah, Tebow couldn't throw. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last decade, I've been researching quarterbacks, my favorite position. With that being said, I've researched a lot of quarterbacks that either A, can't throw, or B, they can't throw without getting picked off, within 5 yards of their intended target.
The given point there is, Tebow, he should have been given this opportunity
way back.
Not as a tight end, as a
quarterback. The man's a leader. Born proven winner. Come on. You mean to tell, especially after 3 Florida franchises who've been sucking for a decade, and you mean to tell me none of those 3 decided, hey, let's bring Tebow in. He can galvanize our locker room and propel our fan base, and we'll actually win some games, go to the playoffs, and possibly win a couple there too? Think about it. Adam Gase, of all people, who was the coach of the Miami Dolphins. Oh, he was also, I think, Tebow's offensive coordinator in Denver. Guess what? He didn't bring him back, and look where he's at now. Out of the league. Adam Gase. Think about it. So yes, this is a little bit of a yelling rant. Adam Gase, John Fox, 2 guys that got separate head coaching jobs outside of Denver. And they both got fired. Think about it. They both could have brought Tebow back in. And I was waiting for John Fox to do it for the longest time. But no, he never did it either. Ladies and gentlemen, stop reaching, stop race baiting, stop pretending, do more research, gather more facts, look at the evidence, let alone the tape, the tail of the tape. Tebow can play. He's still in his physical prime, let alone. For a guy like him, age probably doesn't matter. He might be almost 33, but he might physically feel like he's 23. Think about it. He's still a physical specimen, a born athlete, built, proven, literally, a high character guy. He can lead, he can galvanize at any position. Oh, why did he switch to tight end years ago? Why should he have switched to tight end years ago? How many fools have been stockpiled year after year after year and never seen a light of day as a starter? Let alone how many, when they did get the opportunity, stung up the joint and are still collecting paychecks. Still collecting paychecks. But you're going to tell me Tim Tebow, out of all people, should have had to switch positions? Please. Blasphemy. Absolutely blasphemy. He knew it like all his fans knew it. If he had got another opportunity, let alone with his hometown team, let alone with any team, let alone with a Florida team, you would have went back to the playoffs. You would have did something. You would have built a dynasty. Think about it. It ain't rocket science. It's not rocket science, guys. It's really not. And what's disturbing to me is to hear all these people make up all these trash excuses about why this is a blaspheme sign. Are you kidding me? Do you not see the culture that's in Jacksonville right now with the Jaguars? They have a chance to not only be I want to say the second most prominent Florida franchise, if you were the person to ask me, but just be a prominent NFL franchise, let alone sports franchise. You have Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Tim Tebow, how many other guys I can name? You have pieces, you have people, you have talents, you have what you need. You have the coach, you have the regime. It's a new era in Jacksonville. Wake up and get out of your race-baiting nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, wake up. Not everything has to do with race. And it's not like Tebow could have signed himself to a roster as a quarterback or tight end years ago. He couldn't. Okay? So he's taking the opportunity he gets now, which is the best opportunity he's ever going to get. Okay? Think about it. If he was even if he had switched positions, what was the guarantee that he was going to, again, stick a roster back then? Even if he had switched positions. What was the guarantee he was going to stick a roster, huh? Think about it. Because, again, I've seen plenty of guys out there, particularly in preseason, stand out, go big or go home, and still get cut. If you don't know who I'm talking about. Guys like Alex Magoo, look him up. Guys like Josh Dobbs, look him up. A few other guys. Kyle Sloter, look him up. There's other guys, and I haven't seen play pro yet, but he played in college. Anthony Gordon, look him up. Pleather guys. But still, somehow, never saw the light of day as a starter, or even when they saw the light of day as actually they haven't, but, they play well in preseason, or they play well in college, and they still went undrafted. Think about it. Guys, wake up and realize, at least if you were to ask me, the league is biased, the league is unfair, the league is filled with jokes, the league is filled with folly and phonies, the league is filled with two-faced, double-standard, self-righteous hypocrites who always think that they're holier than thou, at least if you were to ask me. Look at the politics of the league, at every position, from front office on down. Look at the politics of the league, but also know when to bring the politics up in the league. This is Tebow's best opportunity. Best. Everybody should be happy for him rather than demonizing and trying to destroy him. This is the best opportunity someone like Tebow is ever going to get. Because I'm telling you, it's the best. And a lot of people, you're just mad that you don't have the same connection. Because if you had the same connection, what would you be doing? Bingo. Etc.
God is my judge and witness.
You can look up and down this channel and you can see more references of who I am, what I do, what I believe in, how I feel, and where I'm going in the future, let alone where I stand with a lot of issues. NJ to the city. But I want everybody to understand, probably, for sure.
I love Tebow.
I'm not being biased with Tebow. I'm just being real towards, life in general. We operate off of connections. It just depends on how you're using those connections, whether it's good or bad. Because everybody wishes they had them, and almost everybody does have them. It just depends on how you're using them. Because me, I pride myself on being a professional people person. Walking into almost anywhere, talking to almost anybody, being cordial, being casual, being real, being polite, authentic, moving in truth and transparency, which is why everybody I come across likes me, and I'm instant best friends with everybody that I meet. Because of that. Ladies and gentlemen, it ain't that hard to be high character if you would ask me, but let alone, it's not that hard to look past race for 1 minute, let alone for your entire life and realize not everything has to do with race. Not everything does. If you're one of those people who wants to pretend, to give yourself an excuse better, a lot of people want to pretend like everything has to do with race. to give themselves that excuse of why they got screwed. No, sometimes you got screwed because you definitely just don't have the talent. Or whatever the case could be. Didn't have the talent, you was hard-headed, whatever the case could have been.
It's not always race.
And the white privilege nonsense, ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely nonsense. For the most part, white privilege, I would, at least in my mind, I would tell you, for the most part, does not exist. I said for the most part. Sometimes it blatantly sticks out like the elephant in the room. Other times, it does not exist. Or at least most of the time, I will tell you it does not exist at all. It does not. Get that out of your head. That's why a lot of people are not watching Woke Center, Sports Center these days for that exact reason. Because they are, because I think it's like that old-fashioned phrase. Nobody comes to a sports network for politics. Nobody does it. If you were to, I mean, and it makes sense. But let alone, nobody comes to a sports network for politics that are not proven or cannot be proven and or are debunked over and over and over again. Depending on what it is, you can put politics in sports. Trust me, I get it. In terms of how rosters are made up and how front offices are built, you name it. And depending on what it is, politics absolutely play a part. You can look in the structure of so many teams, franchises, leagues, you name it, and politics that definitely play a part here and there. Other times, it's not involved. Hopefully, most times it didn't. Because Andy Reid drafted Patrick Mahomes. Look what they're doing. What's his name? Ozzie Newsome and Harbaugh drafted Lamar Jackson. At the time, Bill O'Brien or whoever, in the Houston organization drafted Deshaun Watson. So people and Pete Carroll and I think John Schneider, right? Drafted Russell Wilson. And things might have gone south with a couple of those franchises over the last year, but the point is, look at like, did I say that the top 5, top 10 highest paid quarterbacks, let alone Dak Prescott, just got cashed out. That's one of the top reasons why a lot of people on the conservative side are like, what are you talking about? Some of the top 5, top 10 highest paid quarterbacks, let alone players in the league, are black. So what are you talking about when it comes to white privileges or racism, that or whatever? What are you talking about? Or like the undefeated say, oh, historically the NFL has tried to keep the position, as wide as the chalk lines. Like, what are you talking about? The top 5, top 10 highest paid players in the league are black. Let alone quarterbacks are black. What are you talking about? Etc. Now, that opens up a larger discussion, trust me, and I'm down to have it with almost anybody. Trust me, I'm down to have it. Because I live in truth and transparency, and I love to have the community conversations with anybody on black versus white, let alone on how we can move past race and start worshiping God versus race. In terms of how we can start worshiping God and stop worshiping race. Because a lot of people are worshiping race, they're not worshiping God, which is dumb because God created each and every last one of us and gave us a skin color. So I don't understand why people, want to worship race like it's the end all be all. But that's also because people weaponize the Bible in so many different cases, and they also don't read the second half of the Bible that calls them out on their sin, which is why they think that life or the Bible or God is just all this and all that, when there's a second half that they're completely ignoring, just so they can purposely give themselves that, I want to say, that benefit of the doubt for how they think, even when how they think is not biblically backed and or not wholesomely biblically backed, etc.
Again, much love and
respect to everybody. I hope everybody understands the point of view I'm trying to make here. If I have to film another video, I most certainly will. Again, if you didn't get enough of who I am, what I believe in, and yada yada in this video, you got plenty of others on this channel, Brother Nation Entertainment, and I'll keep filming more and more because my goodness, I just had to speak on my guy Tim Tebow. It is the best opportunity he's ever going to get, and I got this sixth sense that somebody definitely tapped on Tebow's shoulder and was like, bro, this is the best opportunity you're ever going to get. Get your butt off the baseball field and go back to where you truly belong on the football field. I believe he's going to make the team. I don't understand why he wouldn't make the team. Because I also believe that not only is this Urban Meyer's guy, but at the same time, I think Tim Tebow will go out there in preseason. He will earn his right by running through brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. We'll see it, and we'll continuously keep following the story. Your boy, man, NJ to the city. Y'all, God bless.